Hi, Emmanuel. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So you played the character of Lewis.
I do, yes.
Describe Lewis to me.
So Lewis is Ellis's second oldest brother. He is a junior doctor, so he is pretty much it's work. He also has a lot of exams and stuff coming up, so he doesn't really have a social life. He's tried to jump into the dating scene, but he can't juggle it with work. So doesn't really have much of a life, a social life anyway. Probably out of all his brothers, he and Ellis are the closest.
I see.
So yeah, you get to see how that dynamic plays out.
Sounds great. So outside of acting, do you have any major interests or passions?
Yeah, I like to write. I find travel fascinating. The nicest place I've been to is Thailand. I went there by myself on a solo trip. Best experience of my life.
And how was that experience doing a solo trip?
It made me realize that there's so much more to the world. Growing up, all I ever knew was London. And it just made me realize that there's just so much to explore and so many beautiful places to see. You just need to widen your horizons and just get out there.
Sounds great. So back to Lewis. How did you prepare for this role?
So obviously going over my lines, trying to understand the character, reading what I was sent. So I was kind of given like a character brief. But then also, so what I like to do within my roles, I like to now substitute people that in my actual life. It makes me, I guess, flow more and get more into character, and it makes the scene flow easier for me. And it doesn't really become a scene, it just becomes me living. And if I'm talking to my best friend or something, or somebody who represents that character.
Yeah. So what made you become an actor in the first place?
About 10 years ago, I made a film. I wrote a film with some friends, my church. And at the time, it was probably one of the best things we'd ever did. We spent the whole summer doing it, and we put on the event, and everyone loved it. And everyone was like, "Oh, you should actually consider doing this." But I had no interest in it. I was on a different path. I'm going to go study this at university. But years prior, probably about 2018, something happened with work, unfortunately, that freed up my time. And I thought, you just had I wouldn't say a quarter life crisis, but I just assessed my life, and I was like, do you know what? What is the one thing or one of the things that I've thought about doing but never really had the courage to try, which was acting. So I decided to give it a try, and here we are today.
Wow. So what director would you love to work with?
I'll probably say Guy Ritchie, because I am obsessed with all of his films. And yeah, it's just one of my films that I really do like. It's probably my top 10 is Snatch. It's an old film, 2000s. Not many people know about it, but it's just that gritty, London style gangster type, old school gangster type film set in London, and it's just, yeah, his films are kind of unique, and I like that about him.
So apart from directors, what have you learned from other actors you've looked up to?
That it is incredibly hard to get to where they are. But if you genuinely want it, regardless of what happens, you'll keep on pushing until you get to that place. And that's what I kind of try and live by.
That is so inspirational. Last question for today. What is a fun fact about you that not many people are aware of?
A fun fact about me. This isn't really fun, but off the top of my head, I've been to Moscow, Russia. When I tell people about it, they're like, "How did you survive?" I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Years later, I watched the Reggie Yates documentary of him going to Moscow, and I did not realize how in danger I was. But do you know what? I had a really good time. I went there for an event, and it was fun, and all the people I met liked me. So yeah.
How long was you there for?
I was there for a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, thank you, Emmanuel, for sitting down having this talk with me.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait to see you in Hey Ellis, the prequel.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure. Hi there, my name's Emmanuel. I'm an actor and I play Lewis in Hey Ellis.
Hey, Ellis!